Supreme Court reserves judgment in Kano governorship appeal hearing. Senate confirms nomination of 11 justices for Supreme Court. Nigeria's unemployment rate surges to 4.2%. And on the foreign scene, U.S. man cleared of murder after 48 years in prison. Hello and thank you for joining us on Trust News Update. My name is Chiamaka Enendu. The Supreme Court has reserved judgment in the appeal filed by Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf, challenging the verdict of the Court of Appeal and the State Election Petitions Tribunal, which removed him from office. The five-member panel, led by Justice John Okoro, reserved the judgment after parties adopted their brief of argument. The governor, on November the 13th, the Court of Appeal upheld the verdict of the tribunal in its ruling, where the appeal court agreed with the judgment of the tribunal, ruling that the fielding of Abba Yusuf was in breach of the electoral law, as he was not qualified to contest that election. The tribunal in September nullified the victory of Yusuf, the candidate of the New Nigeria's People Party, in the March 18 governorship election, while affirming Nasiru Gawuna as the All Progressives Congress as the duly elected governor of Kano State. And as Kano awaits the verdict of the ongoing legal battle between Governor Abba Kabir of the NNPC and APC's Nasiru Gawuna, the political tensions in the state remain charged despite stakeholders signing a peace accord just weeks ago. The Kano State Police Command is again restating its commitment to preventing the breakdown of law and order as it embarks on a show of force to deter criminal elements from destabilizing the polity. Idris Tribune reports.
These are officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force, Army, Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as other paramilitary agencies in the state in a show of force to further ensure peace and stability as political tension enveloped the state. According to the State Police Commissioner, so far Kano is calm as the Supreme Court commenced hearing of the state governorship election case.
The show of force been organized in order to show confidence to the people of the state that we are together and we can do it, we can continue to provide the desired security. The military are in the convoy of this show of force. The DSS, they are part of us. NSCDC, they are part of us. Custom, Immigration, Correctional Service, NDLEA, all the agencies you can talk about, including Federal Fire Service, they are all part of the convoy. That is to tell you that we are one and we are determined to provide the desired security in the state, especially now at the eve of this expectation of the much awaited result of the Supreme Court.
Back on the streets of Kano metropolis, residents are seen going about their day-to-day activities with a call on all relevant authorities to ensure peace and stability in the state. Actually, we are calling on all relevant authorities, the police, the army, the civil defense, and all other security agencies to ensure peace and stability in Kano State, because what matters to us is peace. Whoever is going to become the governor, if we are not in peace, nothing will work out. So we need peace, and we are calling on them to ensure peace and stability in our state. I want to call on the nation's judicial system to ensure neutrality. Whoever wins this election, they should give it to him. And whoever they give, the people should also maintain peace and stability. And the police should also ensure that they protect our lives and property. To further ensure zero breakdown of law and order, the State Police Command, in collaboration with other sister security agencies, has mapped out strategies to confront any group who may wish to act against the law.
Parents were advised to always take care of their children and their wards from not being used by anybody for political agenda. Because of that, nobody is prepared to come out on the street or to engage in violence. Even though we know protest is part of democracy, we are not saying that people should not do a protest. But what we are saying is that we are preventing violence. And the outcome of protest mostly, if not properly controlled, is violence. And that's why we are determined to say no protest that may escalate to violence.
For now, the people of Kano State are calling on the nation's judicial arm to maintain its neutrality in resolving electoral dispute. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
The Senate on Thursday confirmed the nomination of the 11 justices of the Supreme Court. The upper chamber confirmed the nominees during plenary after a debate by lawmakers who advocated for the augmentation of the judiciary budget, as well as the imperative of leaving a vacuum in the Supreme Court for an extended period before making the appointment. The Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, chaired by Tahir Monguno, screened all 11 nominees on Wednesday and brought the report of the exercise before the lawmakers. And thereafter, approval was given after the Senate dissolved into the Committee of the Whole. Among the newly confirmed judges is Justice Haruna Samani for the Northeast, who chaired the 2023 presidential election petition court, and others are Justice Moore Adumeyin for South-South, Justice Jumai Sankei for North Central, Justice Chidiebere Owa for Southeast, and Justice Chioma Nwosu Iheme for Southeast as well. And Thursday's move is sequel to their recommendation by the National Judicial Council and President Bola Tinubu's letter to the lawmakers seeking their confirmation. Away from that now, following the Trust TV's investigation on kidney racketeering, the federal government says kidney traffickers would face the full wrath of the law. And reacting to a 3-month investigation by the Trust TV team, the Federal Ministry of Health on Wednesday said medical practitioners and others involved in kidney trafficking will be punished. In an exclusive report headlined "Inside Abuja's Kidney Market, where the rich prey on the poor," Daily Trust investigation exposed the shadow economy of illegal kidney trade, in which kidney brokers and local agents target and lure young men from low economic backgrounds to sell their kidneys in Abuja. The Director, Media and Public Relations, Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Ms. Patricia Dewari-Tishe, conveyed the government's assurances to bring the kidney traffickers to justice in a statement on Wednesday in Abuja. And earlier we had a member from the team, from the investigation team, Yusuf Zango of Media Trust. Take a listen to what he said.
To them under the Freedom of Information Act to react, and we have not gotten a response up to the time we had no option than to publish the report. So, and look at even the substance of their action is that they were going to do something. What concretely? By now, one should be expecting that the ministry will set up a committee, and they even said that actually they even have that committee which is supposed to regulate this kind of activity in terms of organ transplant and so on. That committee, which was set up more than I think more than a year ago, was just inaugurated about 3 months ago. So I think the ministry has to do more to assure the public that I think they are going to follow up on this case. Well, I don't know, they have every right to do that, but one thing we are sure of is that we went to them and we put this, all the issues to them, and they admitted to some extent. They even gave us some documents which showed that really that transplant took place in their hospital. So I really don't know. They are relying on affidavit, while in real sense, what we have from the birth certificate of the 2 young chaps operated upon, they are below 17 years at the time that operation was conducted on them. So I really don't know, really. It's up to them they have every right to counter. But what I know is that we follow due process as far as the journalism profession is concerned. We had an allegation against them. We want to seek for their reaction, which they reacted, and it was reflected in our story. Well, it's not for us. For us as journalists, we have done our job. And for others, like the Legal Aid Council, which has even taken up the issue, and it has sued Alliance Hospital to the tune of about 700 million naira on behalf of the victims. So, and as I said, if the Ministry of Health wants, it can pursue the case. NAPTIP is there, it can pursue the case. And so far since the report was released, the NBA had come in with, even from what the ministry said this morning or yesterday, the Medical and Dental Council will also look at the issue. So for us as journalists, we have done what was expected to do. And it's left for regulatory agencies or the victims who feel cheated to take up the issue. What remains is, I think, the NAPTIP, that's the agency in charge of trafficking on individuals. We haven't had much from them since the report. We understood that Legal Aid Council had written to them right from the time they got information about this activity.
24 hours after the pronouncement of a travel subsidy by the federal government, there is partial compliance across some states as travels embark on journeys for the holiday season. In just the Plateau State capital, there was zero compliance with the directive as public transport operators maintain the status quo. In Owerri, the Imo State capital, the compliance level is uncertain as some passengers allude to a slight change in transport fare. Here is a situation report from Jos and Owerri by our correspondent.
When I visited the two motor parks, one for the Benue State government and one for the Plateau State government, that is Plateau Riders and Benue Links. At the Plateau Riders, an official told me that they are yet to act upon with the directive simply because the state government has not waded into it. They have not been communicated. He also said that the fact that the organization, that is the motor park, belongs to the government, virtually all the business activities, particularly that has to do with traveling, it is private-owned business. So even if they are going to act upon with the directive, they are waiting for the government to at least come in and then explain to them how they will go about it, so that at least they will quickly implement. And when I went to the Benue link, an official also told me that he believed that this particular directive does not include Benue link simply because they have not been communicated yet. So this is the situation at the moment. And when I spoke to some passengers, even though I was not able to speak to many of them, but I was opportune to get one. He told me that at the moment, somebody who is traveling from Jos to Yola normally paid 6,000 naira, but today he paid 8,500 naira. Honestly, there is traffic because even at the station, you see passengers complaining that there have not been a sufficient vehicle to convey them to their destination. When I also inquire about that particular situation from an official, he also told me that because of the high in price of petroleum, that is what now prevents many motorists to come to the station for the services.
Earlier, I visited about 2 of the 5 transport companies that was actually stipulated within this southeast region, which is the God is Good Motors, the Young Shall Grow, the Area Motors, and Chisco. I was there earlier on today, and they confirmed to me that yes, such directive has been given to them, and there is a circular, circulating most of their terminals across the federation. that a lot of plans is in gear to ensure that that policy is being carried on. They are firmly that yes, the federal government has really waded in, and they are fully ready to comply with it. What I could not get was if it has started and if any passenger at all has benefited from it, because as at the time I went, no passenger was on ground. Most of them have traveled. Most of their movement is done very early in the morning, and I was unable to get any of the travelers when I got. But the management told me that yes, indeed, there is a policy like that. They've been briefed, and already their organization has given directives to all their terminals to comply to it. Maybe in the long run, maybe later on, maybe starting from tomorrow or next, we may start getting some positive testimony in that regard. For some of them who spoke to me, of course, of record while we were trying to find out if it has actually started in the state, they are happy with the development. They are very, very happy with the development. You could recall earlier on, I turned in a report where most of them lamented over the hike in price of transportation, and many of them had even, let go of travel that has to do with the Yolita because the price is actually too much for them to bear. So this coming their way, it's very, very much a comforting one for them.
Abuja musician Omobade Jumbo Beat and his band members regained freedom 4 days after they were kidnapped. Recall that the band members had performed in Abuja and were traveling to Kogi for another performance when they were abducted. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Food prices surge as shopping intensifies for Christmas festivities. More news when we return. Do stay tuned.
It is a big shame, as far as I'm concerned, that for 3 years, the Nigerian state has failed to give hope to the people of the Niger Delta.
The Nigerian government and the oil companies don't care about Nigerians. All they ever care about is the resources being extracted from the area. This is why life expectancy in the Niger Delta is at an abysmal 41 years, one of the lowest anywhere in the world.
Within 3 years to this time now, no more Awoye again.
The roof in the too born.
Before when they come for this Awoye, they come mess around. They say they will sell copying.
You don't know where the fire they come from down. For instance, down how the fire they come from. No. You make the question, they no fit question.
So when you have consistent burning of hydrocarbon, like the one happening in the Ororo oil field, oil well, when you have that, it means that the people who are predominantly fisherfolk and farmers can no longer carry out their trade.
The voices of those people needs to be heard.
Make the government help we. Now die we there for a year.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Here is a recap of the top stories. Supreme Court reserves judgment in Kano governorship appeal hearing. And Senate confirms nomination of 11 justices for Supreme Court. And moving on, Despite banning all mining activities in Katsina State, illegal miners still continue mineral exploration in some locations across the state. Recently, the government had discovered an illegal mining site in Danja local government area. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report.
This is a gold and kaolin mining site where over 2,000 illegal miners defy orders and continue with their exploration work months after banning their activities. The government, after banning mining activities, summoned all stakeholders to discuss and review their operation and possibly facilitate validation of new licenses, but majority of the miners turned down the offer. However, at a visit to one of the mining sites in Danja local government, Kano State Deputy Governor Farouk Lawal Jobi restated the commitment of the government to ensure strict compliance with the order banning all mining activities in the state.
It is the intention of the government to organize this sector and ensure that things are done properly in line with the rules. So the government is determined to ensure that whoever is engaged in this illegal activity, if arrested, will be brought. And that's why we're here, to assess the situation and see what can be done going forward.
The chairman of the miners here told the deputy governor that the mining permit issued to them some years back had expired since 2017 and advised the government to take advantage of the gold deposit in the area to provide jobs to its teeming unemployed youth. He also said over 2,000 illegal miners operate day and night at this site, but fled on hearing about the visit by the deputy governor. Sir, we have been mining here for quite a long time. All we do is a struggle to make ends meet. But if the government can come in and regulate our activities, I think that would be better for all of us. We have been given permit to work here, but that has been long, and the permit have expired since 2017. Illegal mining activities are said to be fueling the insecurity bedevil in some northern states, which calls for quick government intervention. Abdullahi Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And with Christmas just around the corner, residents are grappling with the escalating cost of perishable goods at the Mile 12 International Market in Lagos. Victoria Tokolo, who sought to uncover the underlying factors contributing to the unprecedented spike, also sheds light on the challenges faced by both vendors and consumers alike in the wake of the food price surge at the market. The report as presented from our studios.
Mile 12 International Market, renowned for providing affordable, high-quality food items in abundance, has traditionally been the go-to destination for many Lagos residents seeking to buy at reasonable prices. However, it is now regrettably viewed as a place where hope has dwindled. The rise in the prices of food items, particularly perishables, has left countless individuals pondering where to turn next for more budget-friendly options for themselves and their families. A visit to Mile 12 Market reveals startling figures as a pint of Irish potatoes now sells at the rate of 4,500 naira, while a small measure of sweet potatoes goes for 700 naira. Gari, a staple in many households, is priced at 1,400 naira per pint, while oloyin beans, an essential protein source, now sells for 3,700 naira per pint, and olotu is available at 3,400 naira.
28, 29, 27, 30. If I see 25, say I was selling. This size are the sellers. This size are the sellers 7,600. This big one, and the selling 28. That's price. Because if you buy 28, my game will pass 1,700.
Before we were selling 25. Now, not you don't cheap. We were selling 16, 15. That's how I save it.
And this time is 25 small bag, big bag is 35. Last year I said 25 or 2,000. I need different percent again now. I need all basket.
I get the Zaria Karo, I get the Kano Karo, I get the Sakoto Karo. Zaria Karo, 33,000 me I buy. Kano Karo, I buy 33. Sakoto Karo, I buy 20,000.
Prices of perishable food items at Mile 12 markets vary, depending on the state the items are bought from. Though not totally unexpected, buyers at the market expressed dismay over the substantial surge in food prices, particularly during this festive season.
At least it's a little better than last the price of things now than before was better, and now it's more higher. It's too much, you can't buy it. Why do you buy it? You don't get it. They say it's petrol. We don't get anything inside. All the whole market is very, very costly. Why?
Concerned Nigerians, particularly buyers, are appealing to the federal government to address the escalating prices of essential commodities, noting that the primary issue behind the surge in food prices in both the state and the entire country is the cost of fuel.
An Oklahoma judge has exonerated a man who spent 48 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit, the longest known wrongful sentence in the U.S. history. Glenn Simmons, who is 70 years of age, was freed in July after a district court found that crucial evidence in his case was not turned over to the defense lawyers. On Monday, a county district attorney said there was not enough evidence to warrant a new trial. In an order on Tuesday, Judge Amy Palumbo declared Mr. Simmons innocent, and Simmons served 48 years, 1 month and 18 days in prison for a 1974 murder of Caroline Sue Rogers during a liquor store robbery in an Oklahoma City suburb. And Simmons was 22 years old when he and his co-defendant, Don Roberts, were convicted and sentenced to death in 1975. The punishments were later reduced to life in prison because of the U.S. Supreme Court's rulings on the death penalty. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update this hour. Do well to join us on all our social media platforms for more news, documentaries, and programs. My name is Chiamaka Nendu. Thank you for watching.